I would have signed.
Okay, you gotta keep going.
But I was never going
doing
to pay
stuff
money
like every week
for that. Yeah. And
I'll show you my spreadsheet now. That's not tied to this, and I can show you my email.
Me too.
Okay, the star, Toronto Star, the WestJet. Okay,
For the
this
package
is,
of granola
I
bars,
am not
it's only the
entering
one
this
that's
one.
that has a contest.
Yeah.
Like,
the
it is
Quaker
not
one
all-
is just an Air Miles giveaway.
Oh,
So
the Quaker,
it's just an
okay.
Aeroplan,
Okay,
Air
this
Canada
one
Air
I'm not
Miles.
entering.
Okay.
And
It's not just in the
depending on the
Toronto
box,
Star,
you
it's
get
in
5,
papers across
10,
Canada,
or
okay.
25, depending on the
I-
product. And it's like Quaker
Because
Okay.
no,
granola
I'm
bars.
not doing research. You
And
have to have
Tropicana.
time, and you have to have the piece. for
Yeah,
putting
there's
down
a couple
paper.
cereals that
And
participate in it as
I'm
well.
so busy right now. Like literally, I spent 3 days just making sure all the bookmarks were right. So you know what? I don't have time to win. I'm not worried about it. I would love $15,000 in WestJet vacation, but my turn is on something else. The person that's meant to win it's going to win it. There you go. It's yours. So you know, the person that has the time, the energy, and the effort to put it in, and I didn't want to waste what little daily time I did have on something that was going to take me an exorbitant amount of time. So that's my choice. I know that.
Yeah.
So again, you have to make the hobby your own. So
Yeah.
this is a collect and win. And then at the end, you have to send in the pieces. So you have to have the pieces.
So you have to get the star.
So that's called a collect and win. It's the same as at McDonald's. You got to collect all the pieces.
You have your paper every
You
day.
have to
anyway.
go-
Well, yeah, but see, I don't.
I
So I'd have to make. I'd have to go to the
that's
store.
different. That's different.
See, you're already getting a subscription.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to go to the store every day. And that's too much. Okay, now this is a photo essay style. This is a double style, okay? And I found this one too. Okay, I was reading the paper today. I was flipping through it, looking for
That's why I went
anything to
did it
use
next
for the,
to the health store.
the meeting. And I
believe
found
in
this.
food
If you're an
store.
amateur photographer,
I believe them in.
they're giving away a ton of prizes to follow them. You can find contests everywhere. I found this in the newspaper. Now, chances are someone will post it to one of the groups, but I happen to find it in the paper, so I would just go and enter it.
You're gonna share our email with everyone here, right?
At the end,
Okay.
like from that, everyone's gonna send me
Yeah.
their new email address,
Yeah.
and then I'll send a master list
All of us?
around,
Okay.
okay, to everybody.
Yeah.
But I need the new ones first. I'm gonna wait until I have all
Yeah.
the new ones.
Okay.
So it's gonna take, I don't know,
Whatever.
probably a couple weeks before everybody emails me, okay? But then I will send it out.
Okay.
So, contests.
And everybody knows Carolyn's email
Like
address,
I've
right?
never entered tobacco company.
Every line.
No, I don't either.
I go there.
Everyone knows that.
Any what? What is
The
it you
tobacco.
don't- I'm talking about my values, and I've never entered a
Okay.
tobacco. Oh, I never
Yeah.
see any. No, if there
Okay,
was-
so you go to the contest ones here. There's,
Ooh, who's that good looking one?
it's not me. Oh, city.
That was
Sorry,
a-
I clicked on the wrong.
There's
thing.
one lady in our contesting group that had an issue with Hershey. She wouldn't enter the Hershey's one because they were closing down the factory and
Oh, okay.
not treating the workers very nicely. So
Oh.
she didn't want to buy their
Have anything
product
to
in
do
order
with
to
that.
get the PIN codes. Right?
Right.
So,
Okay,
no,
here's
it's
the
fine.
Renita one. You can win a $7,000 fashion package.
Ooh.
That's good.
Okay, but
That's
what you have to do is submit a photo and an essay. Okay, so it's just coming up now. So, right?
Enter to win a fashion.
Okay, so when you click on enter now,
Oh, they're doing that.
now we're not doing the rules on these because this is just type, right? Normally if I come across it, I'd find it, come on, think. Okay, so that one's, so there's different kinds of photo contests. Like this one that I showed you here, this is a judged one. So there's some people that I would not enter this because I suck at amateur photography. There's some people that are really, really good at it. I tell them, take your other talent and win. Now, I love to bake and cook. I enter those other contests. My chili won 3rd prize in a chili cook-off. So,
What'd you win?
I won a huge basket from Tabasco. And enough Tabasco to make chili for about a bazillion years. It was a really nice basket. The basket was worth like $300-400. It had so much. It had a scarf and it had a tie, all with the Tabasco logos on it. It had a golf shirt for Craig. It had an apron. It had Tabasco, every flavor of Tabasco they made, and bottles of it. documentary people were really shocked at. They were expecting to go in people's houses and find rooms with prizes,
Crowded
prizes,
and-
prizes. No.
Yeah.
What we win, it's either used,
Or give it away.
given away, or it's incorporated into the house. Like if you come, like, well, for example,
It's not cluttered at your
I'm
house.
wearing, I got a shopping spree, and I'm wearing a shirt and a sweater I want, so they're in my closet.
Or if you have flooring or a new fridge, it's
Right?
part
They're
of the
just,
house.
they become part of the house. I have a stereo that I won that's in my office. It's on one of my bookshelves. I have, we won that big beanbag chair. We stuck it right in the middle of the couch. We're like, where are we gonna put it? Ooh, we need a good spot. So if you came, you wouldn't think that it was
not
anything
cluttered.
unusual. It's not
Clutter.
clutter, and that's a key. You can't have clutter.
Mm-hmm.
And then other things like we won the cell phone we gave to my brother and sister, so they're not sitting around. I played that little Pepsi thing, the Pepsi flip an hour. I managed to win 3 of them. So I won one, and then Nicole decided she wanted one. So my daughter has a $300 video camera, and she plays with her friends, because normally I would never give her such a thing, but because I won it. And then I won a 3rd one, and my sister was, so I gave it to her. So stuff is either used or shared or played with or consumed. We won a year's supply of goldfish. Well, that's long been eaten, right? That's long. We had a box of 4.5 kilos of goldfish.
Oh my
We were
God.
eating goldfish. I think that thing took about 2 years to actually eat, but it's gone, right? We eventually ate it all. So, there's not. You don't come in and find oodles of prizes just stacked in places. It gets incorporated into your life. So I'll show you that in a second. So you have to write in what's your most cherished item in your wardrobe, and you have to send a picture.
Of
Okay.
the item.
So that's an essay. And then the judged one, well, I showed you a judged one, so we'll do this one. Now this is interesting. I found it on.
Yeah, it's CCLR.
Oh. Yo Winner is actually also a contest management company, so they sometimes host the contest. And so this is an example of one. Oh, I had all this stuff bookmarked. I hate it when it doesn't use the tab. I don't have a problem telling my age.
I do. I'm 53.
So, you have a video or a photo submit. Now this, you gotta read it because this is totally judged, right? You wanna go, you have to enter, submit a video or a photo for chance to win all for Grade Cup weekend. Right? So who will represent their team at the Grey Cup in Calgary? So you've gotta come up with a team, a bunch of your friends, you gotta register your video, there's a lot of effort into these, and then they're judged. So if you have the gumption, you can win these. Like when we went to Rimouski, there was the 4 Right Guard Extreme fans, because they have that extreme deodorant. Well, they were mental. That's exactly what the promoter wants to see. Pepsi.ca has one called Pepsi Cheer. Right? So, pop-ups are blocked.
Kiss chip? What's so full? Your cell phone? Want me to phone you?
Won't work down here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
Cell phones they're not working down here, so you might have to just nip us. For every entry they get, they're donating to cancer research. So I want to help encourage entries to help increase that donation. So if you go to their homepage, okay, you will see they have contests that you can enter. They have a contest host contests. I have these bookmarked as weekly, and so once a week I come here and see what's new. So not only do they have their own promotions, this is a divine.ca promotion, they have ones from other people, right? Their sponsors and advertisers are promoting. So Annabelle, obviously, it's just targeted to women. They're having, you know, they're gonna advertise here. They said their contest web section is the busiest section on their site. These ones you can enter once per day. So I'm gonna enter one to show you. So you have to log in to sign up. Okay, so you sign up as a member once, and you can see it fills out all my data. And this is called the CAPTCHA, which I'll go into more detail later. Okay? For every time I enter, I refer a friend. For every 3, I gain an entry. I've got the contest buddy list here. I'm going to send around before you go, so I'm watching the time. And so for every 3, I get an extra entry. So and you can only send it once. So now I've got it, and I've got 10 chances to win that prize. Okay?
What is it?
It's a yoga mat and a sweatshirt. It's worth $55. They call it a yoga kit. So I can tell more people, or I can go and enter one of the next ones. They make it nice and easy. Right? So there's the next one. So they have their advertisers. Please, meantime, support our advertisers. Right? So you can either sit there or you can just skip it. And then I go into the contest. Right? And so you can come back every day and just do this. And it's one after another. So it's another place to find contests. There's websites that host their own. Like I was talking about Yummy Mummy. They host their own. You know what? I actually have the page bookmarked, Yummy Mummy Club Contest. Right? So she, on her site, she's giving away a survival guide, a Hallmark pack. She's helping promote that contest because she's also targeted to women. So sometimes these websites partner up because it's good for their members. You can win an over-caffeinated prize pack. That's really fun. But they're giving away 6 of them, you see? So there's not just one winner. Boots, right? They're giving away t-shirts. Who got one? They're giving away 5. $500. And look, you got to go to page 2 to see the rest. Look at that. Right? Makeover, nut-free cookies. She has stuff rotating all the time. I come back here once a week and see what's new. And then I bookmark it to come back every day because hers are daily. I'll show you how to do that after.
And they have a place too where they post the winners.
Yeah, and they post the
I like that.
winners.
Yeah.
So I showed you Divine. Red Flag Deals is another one of our sponsors. You got a little bit of information from them and a button in your bag. And they are, they have a forum. So I've bookmarked the direct forum. And again, to see, look it, it's a contest. I can enter it once, I can enter it daily, I can enter it weekly. It's an other, so it might be an essay or something. Right, you have things, and people post, they post the name of the contest, sometimes what the prize is, and always the expiry date. And sometimes they'll put no Quebec right in there. So for example, Lottie the Chance of Meatballs enters, and soon. I might be able to squeeze in a few entries. I have one entering contest open with 1 entry on the last day. I remember looking at it the one day and I thought, oh, I missed it. And I went on and I entered a few more and I thought, what kind of contest queen are you? Throw one in the hat. You never know. It's not over till tonight. Threw one in the hat, won the prize. So you never know. So if it's been running for weeks, but you can only get in 3 entries, you may be the winner. You just don't know. The computers select its random number generation. Each entry usually gets assigned a code. They say we need between this code and this code. The computer picks one, and they just look at who it is, and that's it. It's so rare. So you could have one in there and win, and other people could have entered for the whole month and not win. So you just don't know. It is truly, truly random. So they're describing what it is. chefs for the winner and 8 friends.
She'd like that.
Learn how to make food featured in the movie. Oh my God, you get to learn how to make meatballs. You get a chef's hat and stuff, right? So, I mean, that's a really good prize. And then look at people make comments. This is a real community. Right?
Yeah.
People have little names. They put little avatars. The longer they've been there, they get up like Goff Forever or GOF Forever is a newbie. This one's a deal guru. This one's a deal addict, right? And so, right? So look at it. It's obviously a look. Saturday, October 3rd, the word was ice cream. Oh, see, we needed a clue. And because you have your online friends, we can go back. I'm going to throw my name in the hat. I'll show you how to do this part later. It was ice cream. And so, right, so look at it. It's obviously a look. Saturday, October 3rd, the word was ice cream. Oh, see, we needed a clue. And because you have your online friends, we can go back. I'm going to throw my name in the hat. I'll show you how to do this part later. It was ice cream, right?
Yeah.
I always opt in, and I'll explain why in a second. Woohoo, we're going to have a meatball party at our house. So, there's 2 trains of thought on opt-in, opt-out. One is never opt in because it reduces the mail coming into your inbox and could prevent spam. However, I feel the opposite way. I opt in because family will send me their newsletter. It'll probably have notification of new contests. I'm going to know about it. I don't have to go hunt to find it. It's come to me. I can enter right away. And they usually notify their subscribers and their members first. So if it opens tomorrow, I'm going to have the maximum number of opportunities to win. So if it's, for example, open 30 days and they email me on the 30th and it opens the 1st, I have the full month of October to enter. Whereas if you waited for one of the sites and they saw an advertisement and then you heard about it and somebody finally posted it, it might be a week. And you've lost 7 chances to win. So I opt into everything. Now mind you, that gives me a lot of emails to sift through. But you get to the point where you learn how to scan quick, because a lot of times it'll be in the title, win a prize, right? You know, you see the win contest, or they're announcing a contest, so right away you open that one. Or I'll just open it, I'll scroll the newsletter, no, delete. So you get really fast at it. So you can get, okay, so I talked about the contest buddies. One of the things is, and we haven't got to it yet, is a referral, but I'm going to start handing this around because you have to leave. And I'm going to start it. There's,
What is it, a network?
there is something called closed loop and open loop referrals. Okay? So if you have an open loop referral for every friend you enter, you get an entry, whether they enter or not. So you want to have more names to enter than everybody else, because you can gain more entries, and I'll show you one like that. It's called open.
Yeah, but what if they don't know you?
No, but you only are entering people you know. So we're going to write everybody's name on this list, and then we know that we can all refer each other, right? Because this is people we know. And on these sites, there's usually a referral page. So depending on the website, you can say, yes, add me to the referral list. So you may not recognize the name, but because you've just been a member of that referral list, everybody can gain entries from everybody else. So it increases their odds from everybody. Okay?
It's called leverage.
Leveraging. The guy that owns the website, it's targeted towards American, but it's called Power Sweepstaking. He won a car that way because you could get 5 entries every day for referring friends. And he was on one of these referral lists, and I guess he was the only one doing it. So he got his daily entry, and he got 5 extra entries a day for referring his friends. He won a car. Because he had so many more entries than everybody else. Because you had to do 5 new find contesting buddies. So he was able to put 5 new names every day for the whole contest, right? He just increased his chances. So that's why it's good to make contesting buddies. So when some of the sites have forums, some don't. So if you want to make more contesting buddies, you need to go to the sites that have the friends or the forums where you can chit chat and interact and be with people, okay? So I have a list here on my website again of all the lists and forums, okay? I list them as groups and forums because some are Yahoo groups, okay? Now, unlike Joe's site, for example, or Hypersuite that divide it all up for you and make it nice and easy to figure out what you've entered from last time, when you're at Red Flag Deals or Divine.ca, you don't know what you've entered since last time. You kind of have to mentally track that. Okay? What I liked, when I used to do originally, what I did when I first started entering online on a daily basis, I was a member of a Yahoo group. The original group is gone, but I guess the shell of the group left is I Can Win. It's owned by Joe Head and Dave Lorraine, who own contestcanada.com. They decided to keep it open after they switched their site. And what you do is, instead of just keeping track of the ones here, I asked for the daily digest to be emailed to me, and it was 25 emails per email, or 25 posts per email. And then I would scroll. So I'll give an example of that. Okay.
Wait, Carolyn, you're asking us to give you our email here, but I'm going to invent one after the seminar.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a little X beside, like a little star, and then send to me. Then when everybody sent me their new contest, then I'll send the list to everybody.
Okay.
But at least I'll have an original email to send to you, and then in the list it'll be all the contest emails, okay?
That's a good idea.
So if anybody here wanted to change theirs, we'll pass it around again, you can star it,
Okay.
and then I'll wait till I get the new one from you. So it might be a week or
Well,
two
if we
before
follow
I
your
send
advice,
this
we're
out.
all going to do that.
Well, I have, like I said, I started with one so long ago that I ended up doing another business one, so then I just left the old one. Because at that point it didn't matter. So the one I started with is the one I still use, but now my business and my entering are now Joe Head out in Nova Scotia. Great guys. This was one of the first websites around. They had to start charging for it because it got too expensive to run. Some people didn't like that. I personally subscribed. I like the website. I like to support them. I know what it costs to run a website. It's not cheap. I think the quality shows. It's $2 a month.
It's what? contestcanada.com?
Yeah, it's $25 a year.
So you have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe, but you know, it works up to $2 a month. Most people spend more than that a day at their local coffee shop. So really, for a hobby that can net you hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes, it's an investment. And like I said, I think it really supports them, and that when they have more subscribers, the quality of the website can go up because they've got the base. So I'm a member, and I sign up every year, and I pay them the money. I don't expect anything from them because I believe in the industry, and I want to support everyone out there. So that's,
When you get value for...
yeah, well, I use the site all the time. Now,
There,
yeah, now I'm going to log in because it's a paid site. Because it's a paid site, you have to log in. And there is an offer. If you go to that seminar sponsorship, they're offering, it's normally $25. You guys can sign up for $20 for the first year, and they'll give you 30 days free. And you just put in the code Ottawa in the promo section. I wrote those instructions in the handout, so you don't have to worry about missing it. I think it's a great offer from those guys, and I'm also going to be giving away 1 year free. ones from Canadians and newly posted. And then they divided it up by the archives, automobiles, cash. So if you're, for example, I've had people call me in the past and say, I only want to win trips, and I only win a prize a year. And I say, well, it's because how you set up your hobby. I like to win a lot of things. I'm happy with the $25 gift cards. I'm happy with the t-shirts. I'm happy with the bigger gift baskets. I'm happy with the shopping sprees. I'm happy with the trips. I'm happy with the cars. I like it all. So I'm entering everything. Now, if I was only doing that, I've won in 8 years 13 trips. So that averages to just over 2 trips, just under 2 trips a year, right? So my wins would be very far and few between. So you have to expect that if that's how you set up your hobby. So if you're only entering trip contests, you may win a few secondary prizes, but your grand prizes are going to be far. Now, if you're comfortable with that long dry spell and are expecting that long dry spell, that's great. But if you're expecting to win all the time, you can't just enter for the big ones. So this divides it up between what types. So for example, like I said, if you only wanted the trips, then you could just click trips and enter those. Okay? But for example, if you remember, items since I last logged on. So if I'm logging on every day, I come here, I'm going to see only the ones that have come on in the last day. So I know I'm not going to miss them. It categorizes them for me. Plus, they will also mark it. If I turn around and enter this one, so he gives the details, right? You see what the prizes are. You see it's Canadians only, right? Some might say one entry word excludes Quebec, like they print it out for you in advance. Limit one entry per Dr. Oak or PIN number, right? So you need a PIN number, but the PIN number means there's always a no purchase entry, so you probably want to go check it out. So I went and clicked on it. So join now to get a bonus PIN, but I'm already a member. Okay, so you could go rules and regulations. So I would click on that and see to enter. Okay, purchase, limit one entry per unique PIN code. Retailable entries. I'm scanning. I want to find here we go. No purchase entry. So there is a no purchase entry option. So I could decide to do that. I would write it. Yeah, it's a 50-word handwritten essay. A unique essay. Now, it's 50 words or more. You want to know your 50 words? I write it out in Word first. Do a word count. Make sure I follow their guidelines. Now, it does not say handwritten. It says unique original 50-word essay. So I would type it in Word and print it. If it's handwritten, I would write it in Word, make sure follow the requirements, then copy it onto paper so I would know. Because sometimes they say this is 50 or more, but it would say 100-word essay. So it has to be exactly 100 words. Yeah, whoa. So the easiest way to do that is type it up in Word and keep doing the word count until you hit your 100. And that's how you get around that. So the next time I log in, let me just log out. Oh, there. Okay, so I'm going to log in again. Okay, now I'm going to look for, I'm going to do a search. O-E-K-E-R. No, there's an A in there. T. Oh, yes. T. O-E-T. Oh, it was right there. So it shows, it should show that I entered, it doesn't. But it tracks what you've entered, so you know how many times. Maybe it's because I'm coming in the same day. Usually I come in the next day. If I'm doing searches for contests that I want to share with my friends, sometimes I'll come in and do searches and I'll see that I've already, it tracks what you've entered, so you know how many times. Maybe it's because I'm coming in the same day. Usually I come in the next day. If I'm doing searches for contests that I want to share with my friends, sometimes I'll come in and do searches and I'll see that I've already websites, they don't have any tracking features.
You enter contests in many different ways, not just from there, so do you use your own software at home to keep track of absolutely everything, not just?
No, I don't use software per se, like this. I'll show you how I do it. But you have to find what's easier for you. Some people don't want to set up what I have. They just like coming here every day and setting it up. And then, you see, it's got a my links, right? So if I want to come back and add this one every day, say I'm going to write an essay every day. I really want that one. Say I don't think that was the rules, but for example, you could send one in every day. I could add it to my favorites, and then when you come in and you click your favorites, all the ones you want to enter all the time are right there. And then you just go through them all. It organizes it for you. Right? And then you have friends, there's private messages, there's a directory, there's a forum, you can chat with people. There's a lot of features to this, so there's announcements, chit chat, guidelines. There you go. I forgot Joe had this section. Buy, sell, or trade. Members can sell among themselves. Contest answers. And then contest sponsored by Contest Canada, because Joe and Dave are out there. Mail in. They use the word snail mail. Text contest. So if you were saying, hey, where do I find text contests? There's a few in there. The Empire Theatre ones is there. There is a TELUS one in there, just ended. You can see expires September 28th, but it was only for TELUS people. Right? So this one was, look, that one ends on the 12th. It's Quebec only.
Quebec only,
Right? So right here, so you can click on it and we'll see. Win a 4-person VIP game with the Montreal Alouettes, $4,000. Text the word fan to that number. For Quebec members, there you go.
Hey, that's good.
Right? So you can come and do searches in Quebec and then find the ones that are only open to Quebec. That are,
So
or
does
are
that
open.
mean you have to live in Quebec as a resident, as a primary resident?
Yeah.
Is that a cottage?
What about the address?
You could, it's not the same as the rules for Canada and the US. If you entered, okay, now it's from TELUS Mobility. So the problem is, what's your phone number on TELUS?
819 or 613?
Right. It's 613. So they would know that you're not in Quebec. But if it was a Quebec-only contest that was just enter online and use your address, if you entered your cottage, you could use that.
My brother.
But your prize would arrive at the cottage. The fact that your phone numbers are 613, unless you gave the cottage phone number, and the problem is if you're not there to answer the call, you're going to miss out on the prize. Like there's a lot, people say, well, there's a lot of stuff around that. You got to have someone ready to answer the phone. You got to be picking up your mail. You got to be someone's got to be there to sign the packages.
No mail.
Well, then you might be out of luck.
I'd like to say, with all these new carriers and telecommunications now, an example of this is my brother who had a carrier back in neck, got a good rate every month. It was a 613 number. He moved over to Hull for a year and a half to with my mom. He kept his 613 number even though he was in Quebec, and now they've just moved back. So he was a resident of Quebec, but he has 613 number. And his number just traveled across the border.
So there's so many things,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying, that it, I think with the universe, if you're pushing that hard to win stuff, it's not good karma. Just enter what you can and let it just come in.
Yes.
And besides, there's so many contests to enter, you're going to have hardly enough time to enter the ones you can enter, let alone trying to find other ones. Trust me, I don't make it to all of them. There's days I'm so busy I don't do my dailies. I've done dailies weekly. I've done weeklies monthly. I've had sometimes 10 minutes a day, so I'll show you what I finally decided to divide my system. I used to have it as just daily. And then finally I divided off the ones I really wanted to win. So if I got 10 minutes, this is all I'm doing. Those are the ones I'm in, that's it for the day.
So can you show us?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So I'm going to show, so this one is one way to find. So I'll show you I'll just click on each sponsor quick. Okay, let's get HyperSweep for you. I'm just going to go on here's Hypersweet. Hypersweet, the guy actually lives in the US, but he has so many Canadian subscribers, it's really Canada and the US. So there's people from both. Again, you have to, it's the same thing, you gotta log in.
How much is it a year?
So you have to become a member. I think it's $39.95 US. He's actually one of the oldest online sites in the US. He has the most members. He's got somebody that's actually gonna hit, I think, double red diamond. Because as you're a member, you gain points and there's internal draws. Like he has Hypersweet draws. And you gain points, and every time you do something to contribute, you get points and entries and things. It's a real, he made it a real community. So you have that, and then, so events entered since you last logged on. Yeah, and I did, and then it tells you where, okay, US and Canada, US and Canada, Canada only, right, US, US, continental US, international, US and Canada. And that's just since I haven't logged on, but if I did a search just on Canada, I would only pull up Canada, right? And he also has a sweet bot, which makes things a little bit faster. And you get pro points.
Canada?
If I did a search, but I have a lot to show you, so I'm not gonna have time to go through each step of each website. There is a 7-day free trial on this, so if you guys go and set up, you can go muck about with it for a week, and it won't cost you anything. I know. Some of these prizes right now, and I'm gonna let you come up and pick. And for those not in Quebec, I'm gonna put some stuff out that's kind of for everybody. I put out like 5 prizes and then draw 5 names. And
The Habba Jabba, there's 10 of Penny.
yeah, well actually, you know what? If this one's 10, then why don't you there's 10 of you here, right?
Yeah.
So here, why don't we just be
Yeah,
lazy?
exactly.
Well, actually, I don't think they have one in Quebec, do they?
No, it's only here.
You do come often?
No.
No. Okay, well, I don't wanna, we'll get you something else. Oh, it's in Quebec. It's here, actually. You come
it's
enough,
right here.
don't you? How often do you come to Ottawa?
I could give it to my sister.
Okay, give it to your sister.
Where are they located?
Right here at Elgin.
Oh, now?
Right down there. Okay, well, I'll put these out for anybody who wants some double
Thank you.
coffee. Okay, and this one's milestones, is it has to be at that location or it could be any location?
Actually,
also?
it's for, there's like 4 restaurants it's good for. Can you look at the back and just tell me, open it out of the.
Oh, actually, it's 5.
5.
Chalet, Montana's, Kelsey's, Harvey's, milestones.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this one out because if you're not in Ottawa, you can still use it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But
With
they put
8.
together, right, the milestones, because there's 2. There's the free entree.
8. So I'll put out 2 more. There's 8 of you, and
That's 54 cents every time.
but it's 54 cents every time, plus your card, plus your 2 envelopes. No, more. It's $1.08 because you've got 2 stamps and 1 3x5, and your time to handwrite it all out.
2 because you put 2 names, right?
No, you have to send them the request with a hand-printed stamped envelope. So you're mailing it out and getting it back, and you paid for both stamps.
I don't always get that when I send for it. I don't always.
Oh,
How come you don't fold the other
Yeah, me
envelope
too.
and stick it in?
I do after. So what I do is, in my house, I'll have them lined up like this, the outside one, the inside one, and the card, and then I'll have like 20 of them, all in date order. And half of them are mine, and half of them are my husband's. And on the return envelope, I write what the prize, the contest is, because in the past, sometimes I've just gotten a PIN code in the mail, and I have no idea what promotion it's for. And then I have to start and think, what did I send away for? And now I'm going through the internet doing Google searches to try to figure out what I'm supposed to be entering. Thankfully, I did figure it out. I didn't win the contest, but I did figure it out. So I put the contest in the corner. Now, the ones coming from the beer companies usually are on a card advertising the it's pretty obvious what it's for, but just full name and address, to me that means full name and full address. Now, that said, I don't put my full name, I don't put my middle name. But I've never had a problem just putting my first and last name. I think when they say full name, they don't expect you to put Sarah, Mary Jane, Rosemary, Smith, dash, Brisky. Like, they don't expect you to use your, you know, if you're up a 7, they would just want Rosemary, you know, or Sarah Smith or whatever, you know, they just, they want a first and last name and a mailing address and a phone number and or an email address.
And I'm wondering too, are they that particular, like, if you notice the spelling, the use of the letters, Coors is all caps, light is all caps.
You know what? I do it.
Yes.
I think if they have put it that way,
They
one,
might be.
they wanna see it, and it's, I think it's a little bit ego on their part, and that's fine. If I see it written that way, I will write it that way. That's just me,
Yes.
because I think that's what they wanna see, and then I know it's also addressed correctly. That said, I bet you I could put lowercase and I would still get my card back, because it would say Coors Light Mystery Menu Contest, care of Molson Canada, right? Like, I would have all that part in there. And person, 1 entry per household, 1 entry per person per day, 1 entry, I've seen 1 entry per email address per day, which is nuts, because I have like 5. I never bother, I'm too lazy, I just do the 1. But if you have the time.
You have
go
5
enter-
emails?
Yeah, because I have the one, I have Carolyn W at image.net, which is the business one that I started using when I started entering and then figured out that wasn't a good idea. So that's why I tell everyone to create their own. That's the one I use for contesting. We're gonna talk about the buddy list later, so you'll see my name. You're gonna get my contesting email later. Then I have my Carolyn at contestqueen.com. Then I have one that I set up for Yahoo, because I belong to the Yahoo groups. Then I have, you know, I just, you know, you get them all over the place. I probably have a Rogers one from when we got Rogers, so there's lots and lots and lots of different things. So you have to see how many times you can enter. And there's 1 time per month, there's once per week, there's once per household per week. There's so many variations. There's 15 times for the duration of the contest. I'm gonna show you an example of that. The start and end date, and that's important because sometimes, believe it or not, I've seen contests go live before the start date. I've emailed those companies. And sometimes companies don't tear down the contest after it's over. So when I first started, I was entering on closed contests. So I'll show you why you're going to be looking for the start and end dates after when I do an actual sample. And like I said, any other rules? Sumo wrestling, age restrictions, your picture in the paper. No, that's an interesting one. They say that a lot. This is my big beef with companies, and I call that back-end marketing. It's the #1 thing companies drop the ball on. And it's one of the reasons more people don't enter.